Hi everybody, so I'm going to do this week's video in a different location. It's a bit echoey in here, so hopefully you can hear me. I'm at my parents' house again, so a bit bigger space, which is quite nice. And ignore that, that is all of my, from when I was one, my growth chart basically, height-wise. So we're going to start with the neck exercises, so like I did last week and the week before, just doing it yourself. Just starting with your neck rolls first. So gently doing the side to side with the head. And then when you've done those, chin tucks. So you'll do the tucking of the chin. And just making sure your arms are relaxed when you do those. And then you're going to do circles. So you'll do small circles. And then you'll go back and do bigger circles when you've done those ones. So you want to try and do, if you can, 6 on each side of the neck rolls, and then you want to see if you can do of the chin tucks about 8, and then the circles we usually do 5 one way, and then we go back and do 5 the other way, and then you go back and do your bigger circles, same amount, 5 each way. So once you've done those, so pause the video now and do those, and then restart. Well, I say restart, push play again, and we're going to start lying down. So I'm going to pop my cushion and head cushion this side, hopefully you can see me. So you've got a ball and just your cushion today. We're going to lie down to start with, pop the head on the cushion, and then making sure that your hips are nice and neutral. And we're going to start with some leg drops. So you're going to bring your feet hip distance apart, and you're going to take your arms out into a low T position. So you're going to let your legs slowly, and you want to keep the gap between your legs consistently the whole time as you go over. And what you're aiming to do is that your legs go as far as they can, but not your ribs and not your chest. So making sure the legs move. Tummy muscles are going to squeeze together as you bring your legs back into the middle. And you'll go to the other side, so you'll slowly let the legs go, making sure the gap stays in between the thighs. And then again, coming back. And then we're going to carry on going over to the side, so just make sure that your knees aren't knocking together. Keeping the chest and arms very still. And then coming back up. So it's a little bit different to hip rolls. In the hip rolls, you're really trying to move your lower back and your pelvis. And your legs are going for the journey. This time it's the other way around. The legs are in control. And then tummy is still working you up and over. And to the other side. Let's do 2 more on each side. One more each side. Last one. And then bring it back. And then we're going to grab the ball. Grab the ball, place it underneath your bottom, or in between your bottom and your lower back. Make sure it feels like it's pretty central, and then bring your feet again back to hip distance apart. So feet together, open your toes, heels meet, and then you're going to bring up both your legs. We're going to do windmill legs. So you're going to bring up both knees, and then from here, straighten both the legs up. So I want you to try and bring one leg closer to your head and one leg closer towards the window. And then you're opening your legs out to the side as slowly as you can. You're not rushing this. You go all the way around, and then you close the legs back up, and then you're switching. So you open your legs. You then circle out all the way around the outside, nice and slow. and then close back up. If you can remember to switch, that would be amazing. So you alternate the legs each time. So the right and the left leg get a different journey each time you're doing it. Just don't rush. You're really heavy on this ball. Don't let the ball feel sort of unsteady at all underneath you. I'm just going to do 2 more. So open up, out, all the way around, close. Let's go once more. Switch if you can remember. Also, how far apart your legs go on the outside is also up to you, depending on flexibility, and then just drop the feet. And then from here, just resting the legs just for a moment. You can leave them up here if you want to. We're going to do toe taps. Bring the knees up. So, same thing, chest, ribs and shoulders do not budge. They stay completely still. So you can always put your hands on your ribs just to make sure you're not moving. And we're going to do toe taps. We're going to tap our heel on the floor if you can reach the floor. So keeping the knee bent, you're going to open and tap and slowly come back in. Steady on your ball as well, so don't rush, nice and slow. And back. So nice and gently. So you again, don't think about touching the floor if it makes you unsteady on the ball. You want to stop before that happens. We're going to go, if we can, 3 more on each leg. And just keep it slow. Relax the legs. Your tummy is doing most of this, okay? So if you feel really that sort of pain in the front of the thighs, then your legs are working too much. You want to rely on these tummies if you can instead. Easier said than done, I know. We're going to go once more on each leg. Last one. And then rest and then pop both your feet back on the floor. Right, have a stretch if you'd like to have a stretch after that one. The ball is going to come out from behind and you're going to stick it in between your legs, in between the knees instead. Pop your feet hip distance apart. And we're going to do some spine curls. So we're going to relax the shoulders and we're going to slowly just prepare and we're going to lift up the bottom. Lifting up. Excuse me. Sorry. Coming all the way up, pushing those knees forwards when you get to the very top. And then slowly rolling the bones of the spine down bit by bit by bit. And then again lifting up, pushing the knees forwards, lifting those hips, keeping your shoulders relaxed and your chest relaxed. Down slowly. And release 2 more with the practice. Squeeze those bottom muscles. Don't let your back of the thigh muscle overtake this. You'll get cramped straight away. We want to really mobilize these hips in this. And let's go once more like so. Nice and slowly coming back down. And then we're going to add in some stuff now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do side to side skateboard. So the ball in between the legs hopefully will keep your knees apart. So lifting up. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to put the hands across the hips. I want you to think you've got a skateboard underneath the bottom with the wheels. And you're going to slide the wheels, keeping your hips level though to one side. And then hips come back to center. Let the wheels slide over to the right. And then come back. You're going to go once more, slide, come back. And then once more, slide, and then back, down, nice and slowly, back to the floor. And up. Pushing the knees forwards. Once you're here, you're going to slide, come back, slide just your hips. Your tummy might move ever so slightly, but that's all that's moving. And again, and rolling back down. So it's really, really working these bottom muscles, but also around the side of our pelvis and our hips, where I suppose they're called the love handle muscles are. These are really working as well. So this is where we're aiming for. So lifting up. And then go for 3 more sets like this, 2 on each side. So again, slide. Just keep the lift. Don't let the slide drop the side of the hip that's moving over on that direction. And then down nice and slowly. And again, 2 more. So you all know, you'll notice hopefully if anything goes wrong with this, if you go too far, your ball will just fall out from between your knees, okay? It means that you've opened your legs to get further out, which you don't need to do. So keep your knees together, well, holding onto the ball. And it's a very minimum. You don't need to go huge amounts. Your hips don't go that far in that direction anyway, so don't push them past, otherwise something else is just going to budge out the way. Last one like this, lifting up. And then same last thing, so side to the side, to the side. Last one. And down. And then release. And then just give your knees a teensy squeeze. Just let them have a stretch. And then bring them back. I'm just going to let a little air out of this ball because it's a bit too large and upright. The heat, just so you know, don't leave your balls in the heat. They expand, so you make sure that they're staying in the cold. Otherwise, it's very hard to take the popper out because they're so tight and full. So just make sure they're out of the sunshine. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this underneath our back now, so behind our shoulder blades. So lifting up, so ideally in between the 2 shoulder blades, making sure it's comfortably in the middle. Sorry, I keep sniffing. I have a very bad cold, which my lovely son gave me. So looking forward, so you should be able to sit up nice and steady, looking between the gap in your legs. Then you're going to put the hands underneath the back of your head, and you're going to then roll over the top of this ball. It will move up your back, and you're going to pop your hands and your head on the floor. Right. Curl ups. We're going to do little leg lifts when we get there. So we're going to take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to curl up over the top of the ball. You're going to lift your leg up and you're going to lengthen it. You're going to lower it, lift it, put it down. And roll slowly is the key in this one, back over the ball. Other leg, deep breath. As you breathe out, up and over the top. You're going to lengthen your leg. You're going to lower it. You're going to lift it, bend and pop it back down. And down over the ball. And again, first side, deep breath. As you breathe out, up and over. And lift the leg, lengthen, lower, lengthen, put back down, slowly going over the ball. Deep breath. And breathing out. Lift up and lengthen, lower, lift, bring it back down. And again, slowly as we roll over. And again, deep breath. And breathing out. Lift, lengthen, lower, up, bring, down. Lift up, lengthen, lower, down. Sorry, I should have said we were going to double up. And down nice and slowly. So we've only got 2 left. And we're going to do that same repeat, double on each side. So again, coming up and over. So a little bit more of a tummy burner because you've got to linger up there. Lifting up, lower, lift, pop it back. Same thing, different leg. Put it back. Slowly over the top. Last time. Breathing out. And lift and lengthen. Lower and lift and down. Lift up and lengthen. Lower, lift. Bring it back. And down and relax. And roll onto your side to whip that ball out from underneath. And then just take a quick stretch. Let your tummy have a quick pause from that. And then coming onto your side and sitting up. So what we're going to do next, we're going to do half roll backs. Excuse me. So we're going to go halfway, so we're not going to go all the way. Use your ball if you'd like to use it as a little cushion, otherwise don't use it at all. So starting with the knees bent, and you're going to have your feet or heels on the floor and both your hands on the back of your legs. This, you want to make sure that your hands slide behind you as you do it. So you're going to make a C curve first. You're going to roll your bottom underneath you and just tuck onto the back of your coccyx bone. And then you're going to bring your shoulders in line with your hips. You've got a nice long C shape, not a squashed C shape. You're now going to roll back, and you only are going to roll as far as you can keep your C shape. Then your hands glide behind the backs of the thighs. Stopping before you lose the C shape, you come back still in that C shape, shoulders are over your hips, hands return, and then back to sitting tall again. We're going to repeat that 5 more. So, tuck the bottom, shoulders over the hips. We're going to roll back. Hands slide behind the thighs, stop before you lose the C curve. Coming up, back in the C shape. And then sit nice and tall. And again, roll the bottom underneath, shoulders over the hips. Hands slide, rolling back. Stop yourself before you lose the C shape. And sitting up nice and tall. And again, roll the tailbone underneath. I've lost count, but let's go for 3 more. So after this, we've got 2. Keep staring in between those thighs. It will keep the gaze down and keep you from opening up your chest and cheating. And it's much harder if you do it that way also. And down, shoulders over hips. Slide the hands back. And up. And sitting tall. Last one. Hand and shoulders. Rolling back. And coming back. Still in the C shape. And sit tall. And then relax. Let your legs relax after that one. Fantastic. Good. Next, we're going to go onto our hands and knees. So changing position. So we've done this before, so we're going to try and do it again. In fact, we did the first one really recently, actually. We might even done it last week, actually. I forget, all these days merge into one. Right, so we're going to do, it's like a half of a threading the needle. So it's upper back that you're moving mostly in this one. So it's called tail looks. And then we're going to do a little cat into a sort of curled up cat position. So we'll be on our hands and knees for this. So your hands and knees are apart, shoulders, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. So looking slightly forwards, we're going to look over our shoulder, only our head and shoulders, not moving your bottom at all. You're bending your waist without having to move your bum with it. So leave your knees and feet and hips still. They do not do a single thing in this. Your head looks, your shoulders may look, and you're bending the waist in half and lengthening the side. You're then going to bend the elbow behind that is on the straight side. You're going to push back up and straighten up. You're going to look over the other side. So you're going to look So I'm looking at the right side of my bottom, so the left side of me is nice and straight. So I'm going to bend that left arm, twisting that upper spine, and then into the middle. So you're going to look over your shoulder to look at your bottom. Keep looking, don't move your hips or your bum. You're going to bend your elbow behind you. Push away and look into the middle. Look over the other side. Bend the arm behind you. Push it up. And again, look. And then bending the elbow behind you. Remember, the arm in front is still straight. Back. And again, look. And bend. Bring it up and look. Last one on each side, look. Bend the elbow behind you. Push and back. Last one, look. And bend the behind arm. Push back and reline. And then drop yourself onto your back of the heels. Let your hands have a quick break. That, of course, you can do on your elbows. It's also absolutely fine because you're still in that same position where you can look. And then you're just going to bring your head a bit closer to the floor. And then come back up again and then do the same on the other side. Look. Bring your head a bit closer to the floor. And then back up. So if you want to do it on your elbows, you can do it there. So the next one's a little bit harder. The next one you can't really do on your elbows. You will see why. So what we're going to do is a little tucked position. So you start again in all fours. You're going to lengthen one leg behind you. You're going to lift it just a small amount off the floor, and we're going to do 4 if we can. You're going to round yourself up into a lovely C shape. You're going to tuck your knee underneath your tummy and bring your nose towards it. You're going to lengthen out. We're going to go again. Bring the knee towards your nose. Tuck yourself up. Lengthen out. Big tummy exercise. Bring your knee to your nose. Lengthen. Last one. Bring your knee to your nose. And lengthen. Toe down. Slide your knee back in. Both your hips must stay facing down to the floor the whole time. Otherwise you won't feel it in the correct position. So, other side, lift your leg. Keep your hips facing down. You're going to lift your leg. You're going to round the spine, knee to nose. Lengthen out. Knee to nose. Lengthen out. Knee to the nose. Lengthen out. Last one. Knee to the nose. Lengthen out. Toe down. And then again, drop down. Hold that stretch down there. And then from here, we're going to slide onto our tummy and we're going to do some tummy stuff. So we're going to start with our legs and then we're going to use the ball, which I think we did recently also. I'm just going to put a little bit more air in it for that one. So we took a bit of air out, you like to put a bit more in. So onto our front. So legs are going to go wide. And then you're going to rest your arms and your head, whatever is comfortable. Your arms aren't doing anything in this, and neither is the upper body really at all. So we're going to do some prone circles. So you're going to lift your right leg up. If you squeeze the right hand bottom cheek hard enough, it should pop your leg up. And you're going to lift, and then you're going to circle that leg. So I'm just going to put your cushion underneath your hips. I would say if you are bony, I've got bony hips. So you're going to lift, there's a bit more cushion, that's nicer. And we're going to keep the leg as straight as we can. And we're going to circle the leg 6 one way, 6 the other way. And then go back. and rest other leg. So this is slightly worse in comparison. So this one's going to be a bit more trickier. Squeeze the bottom and lift. Keep the glutes working. You'll get cramp in the thigh if you don't keep using those bottom muscles. 6 each way in here. Keep reaching that leg long. Back the other way. And relax. And then from here, you're going to bring your legs slightly closer together. Wherever your ball is, you're going to then put both your hands, lengthen your arms all the way up as long as possible and rest your forehead on the mat. So, this one's hard on the upper back. You're going to roll your nose and look at your ball. Your arms are going to push down, or your hands are going to push down into the wall. You're going to lift your arms off the floor and then lift your chest off the floor. Trusting the right hand, you're going to take one hand off that ball and touch your leg. Bring it back. You're going to reach around and touch the other leg. And bring it back. And then rest your forehead down. Same again. Lifting the head up. Lift your arms. Chest. Reach. And back. Reach. And back. Relax. 4 more. Lifting up. Push down. And the chest. Reach. Come back. Reach. Come back. And release. 3 more. Lift up. Push up and down. Out. Out. And release. 2 more. Pushing down and lift the arms and chest. Reach. And reach. And relax. And last one, lifting up. And push down. Reach. Reach. And relax. Take both hands away. And push yourself back. Drop your bottom down. Hold it there. Slowly come and stand nice and gently. And then from here, we're going to do a roll down. So soften up the knees. Heavy head, heavy arms. Slowly going down. Just hold it when you get there. And then slowly coming back, nice deep breaths. Push your bottom towards the floor. Hips forwards. Shoulders back. And we're done. Thank you very much, everybody, and I'll see you next week. Have a lovely weekend.